Hello, and welcome to our fourth Martin period edition of SIGG'S on the Roof. Here we are, Mr. Lemieux, our guidance counselor, Mr. Parcia here, and Dr. SIGG'S. Just got his PhD at Immaculate University. So today we're going to talk about the importance of the fourth Martin period and how we really want to establish really good momentum going into the high school. So with that being said, we'll introduce our new Dr. SIGG'S here to talk about what's going on with these assemblies we have. Dr. SIGG'S, go ahead, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Beginning this morning, we've had some student assemblies where we've had the opportunity to talk with them a little bit about some of the challenges that they will see and face during the course of the fourth marking period. The fourth marking period will actually begin while we are engaged in the PSSA testing. So that presents a little bit of a problem. As our parents know, because they received a letter regarding our PSSA testing schedule, what will happen is our kids are going to be running a 2-hour delay, and when they run a 2-hour delay schedule, they are only going to be in their regular teachers' classrooms for a half hour each day. The problem is, and I'm sure we can kind of figure some things out, is that the less time they're in with the classroom teacher, things are going to kind of slow down a little bit with what's going to be covered. They're still going to be doing schoolwork while they're in there. They're still going to be asked to do the homework, but it's going to slow down a little bit just because we're losing some time. Okay? So the fourth quarter, there are 3 weeks of PSSA testing that are going to be, I would say, kind of taken away a little bit because of the shortened class period time. And that presents a problem to students. Okay? They won't be able to earn as many grades as they like to in that fourth quarter. And if you take a second to think about the last week of school, I mean, teachers might do some classwork activities and grade some homework activities, but in terms of big tests and big projects that last week, that really isn't going to happen, okay? So when you think about it, the opportunity for kids to earn points towards their fourth quarter grade is going to be, mitigated a little bit because of the fact that the PSSA testing, that shortens things, and also the last week of school, okay? That's one big thing we talk to the kids about. The other thing that we talk to kids about that they need to be paying attention to is that in middle school, grades 7 and 8, we have like a safety net. The lowest grade the kids can earn in the first 3 marking periods on a report card grade is a 60. Okay, so even if they earned and they failed a class with a 20, I mean, if you get a 20, you're probably going to fail for the year. We try to help kids because they're new to being secondary students avoid that. We put a safety net in for the first 3 marking periods. The lowest grade a kid can get on their report card is a 60. Now, the problem in the fourth quarter is, guess what? We're getting ready for high school. And so whatever grade they earn is the grade that they earn. So if they earn a 25 in the fourth quarter, that's what they get. That gets factored into all other grades, and their final average is calculated. Okay?
Yeah.
All right? Kids that we have right now in our fourth marking period, there are some serious testing that they're going to be involved in. Okay? You got the PSSAs for us in English Language Arts. That's a week. That's 4 days. We have math 3 days, and we have sciences 2 days. That's not Springford. That's Pennsylvania Department of Education. They're required to do that. We also, for those students that are involved in taking Algebra 1 this year in 8th grade, they will be on, I think it's May 18th and May 19th, take the Algebra 1 Keystone exam. That is a graduation requirement. 2 days of testing for those students that are involved in Algebra 1. And then an overwhelming majority of kids in our first assembly were involved with either Algebra 1, Geometry, French, or Spanish here at the 8th grade, and they will then be required to take the high school equivalent final exam, which will be done, like the last, 5 to 10 days of the school year. So there's a lot of testing that an overwhelming number of our students are going to be required to do, and we need them to remain focused on doing well with it.
And I know it sounds really arduous, but it's a really good practice run for what they may face at the high school. We mentioned the word simultaneous studying before to maintaining level-headedness. This is a good time for your child to continue to work hard, be resilient, and do whatever it takes to be successful. So it is arduous, but it's more of an opportunity to get ready for the next level. Again, establishing good working habits to be able to be successful at the high school level.
Okay. We also did talk to kids because, the fact of the matter is we do have some children that are in danger of failing. So we talked a little bit about what summer school looks like. It's not summer school in a traditional sense that when I was in high school or middle school. Summer school for us is kids have to take an online course, and those courses cost $250 per course.
$250 per course?
That's correct. and kids have to do it at home, where, you know, quite frankly, online, where they can become easily distracted. I mean, we have the people that are willing to help them here, and we've been willing to help them all year. So for me, it's our hope that they take advantage of what's going on.
Seems like we have a lot of support. A lot of teachers stay before or after school to help kids. There's science help desk, there's peer tutoring, there's SSS where your child can, again, be proactive and ask the teacher for help. There is ample support here from all the professionals, but again, it's up to your child to do whatever it takes to become successful. So the opportunities and support is there. It's what your child is doing with it.
And the biggest problem, like Mr. SIGG'S said at the beginning, especially at the assemblies and here on SIGG'S On, is the time constraint. It's going to be so shortened with all those tests right at the beginning of fourth quarter. The kids need to take advantage of it as soon as they can. So.
The second part of our conversations with the students this morning dealt with the fact that we have two major social events that we offer kids, and they seem to love them over the course of the last 10, 15 years, and we certainly enjoy sponsoring them for them. The first one that we have is an 8th grade dance, we call it. It takes place at the 9th grade center. I believe it's going to be the first Friday in June. Our Home and School Association puts that on. We have a lot of kids that call it a formal. We do not require the kids get dressed up for it. If they want to, they can. But we want to encourage as many students as possible to attend the dance. So we don't want them to feel like they have to get dressed up, or if they don't have the clothes to go ahead and do that. I don't want kids to feel like, you know, hey, I can't go because, you know, I'm uncomfortable dressing that way.
So they don't need to look like that. They can kind of look like us.
Absolutely. We got kids that wear jeans and t-shirts.
Or less formal, more casual.
Yes.
Because we don't have a PhD like this guy right here. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Well,
We just want as many kids to go as possible. So, you know, we have a dance, okay? The second thing that we have is a class trip. We used to go to different places and visit historic monuments in New York City and Washington, D.C. And quite frankly, you know, we did something different a few years ago, and the kids seemed to enjoy it. We had a lot more participation. We go up to Dorney Park for the day. They get a chance to use both the water park and the amusement park. They got a 2-hour lunch period where they can eat as many hot dogs and hamburgers as they like. It really is a lot of fun. Okay,
and it is educationally valuable because it does relate to science with roller coasters and eating food. So it is educationally relevant.
Do you ride roller coasters?
Used to.
Used to.
Not anymore. I'm older now. Like, I get sick too easy.
He now sits on the bench underneath the tree.
Yeah, I sit on the bench under the tree.
Well, we ride steel force.
I ride the little kiddie train around the park.
So we offer these two social activities for students, and one of the things that we want to make sure is, because we want as many kids to be able to participate as possible, we wanted to highlight for them the 3 areas that will get them in trouble in terms of being able to attend. The first one is this: they have to be academically eligible, which means they cannot be failing 2 or more classes. If they're failing the school year, they will not be able to attend the dance, nor will they be able to attend the class trip. Okay? So that's number 1. The second thing is, all financial obligations must be satisfied. So if you owe money to the cafeteria, they lost a textbook, they have to have that textbook replaced. If they owe activity fees to participate in sports or whatever it might be, that has to be taken care of. Whatever needs to be done has to be taken care of. Otherwise, they will not be able to attend. And the third one, this is a big one, and we talked to them quite a bit about this. And this is not a new rule. This has been a rule that they've dealt with in 7th grade and 8th grade. They've dealt with it the first marking period, second, third, and now the fourth. And this rule is this: if a student gets suspended during the course of any marking period, they are ineligible to participate in any social activities for the rest of that marking period. So let's say I would have got suspended in marking period 2. If we would have had a dance during marking period 2, or we've been going on a trip marking period 2, I wouldn't have been able to go. Okay? So the rule's no different. The problem is that when we get to the fourth quarter, if I would get suspended during the course of the fourth quarter, we have 2 major events that are taking place. And if you get suspended, they won't be able to participate. Okay? And we don't want that to happen. And we talk to them about it, and we try to encourage them. We're talking to you. Okay? And here's the thing. I'm just going to be honest with you. What you see happen a lot of times at the end of the year is you have kids that are, generally speaking, really good kids that don't get in trouble, that decide one day they want to do something, and and they do something silly that becomes serious. And a kid that's never been in trouble before gets suspended. And then I'm suspended, and then we're following and implementing the rule, and now they're not going to be able to go to the dance nor the class trip. And we don't want that to happen. We don't want that to happen.
But it's good that we are once again reinforcing, positive choices lead to positive outcomes. Okay, again, that's what we're reinforcing, and the kids need to learn that. So again, your child makes good choices, good things will happen. If they make poor choices, there will be consequences. It's life.
Our buddy Dr. Kent always said, just do the right thing and everything will fall in place.
Dr. Kent, our buddy. Hi, Dr. Kent.
Well, we feel really good about the way our kids are doing this year. I mean, they're doing a really nice job. And the purpose here of having the opportunities to sit down with them and talk about this is, I mean, we have a responsibility to help them navigate the challenges that they face during the course of the marking period. We've done that all throughout the year. Okay, and this marking period is no different. And I mean, we want kids to be successful. We want them to enjoy their last couple of months here. It is a lot of fun, and we want them to be able to experience that. And whatever we can do to try to help them avoid any issues, I mean, we obviously are willing to do that. So I don't have anything more to add. Do you have anything? What do you think? How do you think the assemblies went today?
I thought the kids were extremely receptive. I know Dr. SIGG'S was very clear about those expectations with the grades, the behavior, the discipline, all that stuff. The kids understood. So, this video here is just to showcase that and to make sure the parents now understood, so they can kind of reinforce those things at home, and throughout the week. So.
And I think with all this testing and all these things we're trying to get in before the end of the year, I think in a way it's really good because it keeps your child engaged. If they stay mentally engaged in their studies and the task at hand, there will be less time for boredom or poor decisions could be made. So again, it's a rough marking period, but yet it's a marking period of opportunity. So overall, a lot going on, but again, positive choices lead to positive outcomes, and that's what we're trying to reinforce. All right, that'll be it for the fourth marking period edition of SIGG'S on the Spring 4th 8th Grade Center on Demand Network, where it's all academic.
All the time.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Good job.
Awesome.